Listen, it's not up to me to give an advice to President Carter. I said simply that in analyzing the different points put on paper by Karadzic, I don't see any indication for a peace plan. This is just an enumeration of some points which can bring us a ceasefire. And of course, we are ready to welcome the ceasefire we are asking for. But once again, I do not believe that if there is a real willingness for implementation of a ceasefire, you need an intermediate, and especially not an intermediate of this high level. And secondly, we are still supporting, fully supporting the contact group. They focused on the internal study. First of all, the problems Russia is facing, especially today, have not been discussed by ministers at our meeting. However, the situation in Chechnya is obviously one which NATO nations are watching closely, as you will have seen from a number of statements. For myself, I can say that this is in the first instance an internal matter for Russia, but like others, I hope very much that the situation can be resolved without further bloodshed, and that human rights are properly respected.
Also yesterday, we did have intensive discussions on Bosnia. And these discussions took place in the context of what I would have to say was considerable frustration with the difficulties that UNPROFOR has had in carrying out its basic mission of the delivery of humanitarian aid, the harassment of the UNPROFOR soldiers, the obstruction of the delivery of aid. And all of that frustration has led in the last few weeks to talks of withdrawal of UNPROFOR by many of the troop-contributing nations. In that context, then, the President Clinton last week made a commitment that if the UNPROFOR forces withdraw, and if NATO assisted in that withdrawal, that the United States would fully participate in that withdrawal operation, including providing ground troops. Let me emphasize that I believe, and the United States believes, that UNPROFOR has been performing a very valuable function, even in the face of all of these frustrations. The delivery of humanitarian aid, the effects of reducing the levels of violence in Bosnia, and certainly they've been effective in preventing the spread of the war beyond Bosnia. I believe we can conservatively say that UNPROFOR's presence has saved literally tens of thousands of lives. Therefore, we continue to believe that if UNPROFOR can be saved, if UNPROFOR can be made more effective, that is much better than withdrawing it. And so we are opposed, really, to withdrawing UNPROFOR.